Overflows.
Understanding and awakening. Real or deeper understanding comes through awakening. With awakening, the intuition becomes a great tool in the hands of an awakened one. Thus, intuitive understanding is the essence of life. And then, understanding the nature of fulfillment becomes the beginning of a new life. But what is fulfillment and how to attain is the problem for almost everyone. Deeper, and if I can use another word, true, simultaneously, my realization is that fulfillment comes not from external achievements but from a journey of self discovery and inner awareness. This leads to a deeper sense of commitment and life of bliss. Sex is one of the techniques, and it is on the borderline of inner and outer dimensions. Therefore, a deeper understanding of sex is essential. Remember, letting go of the mind's endless pursuit of all goals is the beginning. It cultivates authenticity, and one turns inward through meditation to discover one's unique purpose and state of being utterly fulfilled. Human mind has endless pursuit, and it goes on creating an unending cycle of desires and dissatisfactions. The mind promises fulfillment even if you achieve a temporary and short-lived goal. But once attained, it seeks another. And thus continues the unending process. Also, it prevents you from seeking lasting or permanent commitment and ultimately the fulfillment. Man constantly strives for fulfillment, but only through external goals, and in an attempt to find happiness in so many different things fails. Erroneously, one thinks that this is the only way through which he can attain to true fulfillment. Remember, true or ultimate fulfillment comes when you turn inwards. This turning inwards is an altogether different journey, and really the path to fulfillment requires an absolute about turn from the external world of objects and beings to your inner subjectivity. When one constantly fails in the outside world, this can act as a catalyst for the beginning of the inward journey. Failure in the outer world leads to total frustration, and with total frustration with external pursuits that one seeks moment to moment, thus paves the way for introspection. This is the beginning of self-discovery and leads to fulfillment ultimately. One can attain to this only by knowing and becoming authentic to your unique self. Once you have discovered yourself, you have known who you are, a new journey, life of bliss begins. Life of bliss is beyond all kinds of duality. I mean all kinds of duality. The role of meditation is crucial for turning your eyes inwards. Become centered, rooted, and balanced. This will allow you to witness your thoughts and feelings without achievements and lead to no mind and a deeper state of consciousness. Fulfillment is an endless state ultimately. Remember, life itself is an endless fulfillment, but we forget the path to it and continue to stumble in dark room. When you become really fulfilled, you are utterly centered. A fulfilled man, a fulfilled person is centered. There is a state of awakening, and all search then comes to an end. Before, you were constant searching here and there. There is nothing like sexual fulfillment. Sexual fulfillment comes from two words, sexual and fulfillment. The word sexual refers to a technique, a way to attain to fulfillment. Remember, sexual refers to a technique or a way to attain to fulfillment. How to harness existential life force and direct it to achieve and harmonize inner channels is the technique that we know not as sexual. And fulfillment is the goal. So first you understand the word sexual refers to a technique, a way to attain to fulfillment, how to harness life force and direct it to achieve and harmonize inner channels. The goal is how to activate and harmonize inner channels. This is the technique. So, sex is a technique and fulfillment is the goal. And fulfillment is the goal. This goal can be achieved through many other outer and only one inner way. That is why I said sexual fulfillment lies on the borderline of inner and outer dimensions. This goal can be achieved through many other besides sex, outer dimensions, and one single inner dimension. But only for now, I am focusing on outer techniques. The inner technique is meditation. Each outer technique becomes irrelevant if it can becomes relevant. Each outer technique becomes relevant if it can give inner fulfillment. Of all outer techniques, sex is the most important and sought out technique. When fulfillment comes through sex, it can support so many other techniques. Sexual fulfillment should lead to deeper intimacy, understanding each others' strengths and weaknesses, and openness as important cornerstone of sexual fulfillment. Remember this. When fulfillment comes through sex, it can support so many other techniques. Sexual fulfillment should lead to deeper intimacy, understanding between each other, and openness as important cornerstones of sexual fulfillment. There is a vast difference between your understanding of sexual fulfillment and my understanding. Therefore, I have to start using the terminology that you can understand. Start somewhere so that you can understand easily where I have to take you. You are the beginning from where the journey has to begin, and where I stand is the ultimate destination where I take you riding the vehicle of my understanding and messages. When light dawns onto oneself, it works as energy deep within, healing, nourishing, and energizing begins. A process of destruction, dissolution, and creation also begins. All that was once frozen begins to liquefy. For this is the beginning. All that has been frozen in you begins to liquefy and finally becomes vapors and disappears in the outer atmosphere and disappears in the outer atmosphere. Sex is dormant yet frozen energy. Remember, sex is dormant yet frozen energy. Remember, energy can never be destroyed in any way. Only its form changes. Infinite dualities that were guiding your life up to now. Infinite dualities that have been guiding your life up to now dissolve, merge, and evaporate, taking you to the state of bliss beyond duality. This is the beginning of the journey. The first pause comes in here. It does not stop. It is a temporary pause until I come back to continue this process, this journey of life eternal. Enough for now.